Hey everyone, it's Angela. So we're here today to reserve our venue. So we'll keep you updated and let you know how it goes. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Angela from Borrowed Elegance. I know it's been a while, but things were a little bit on hold due to us trying to get things together to reserve our venue. So we're back, things are progressing and moving forward, and so we should be able to continue our vlogs for you to assist you in maybe preparation for your event or just giving you some insight into how it all works while we are planning our own. So today we went and put our deposit down for our venues. I say venues because we are having separate ceremony and reception sites. And so previously I called each site to verify if they had the date that we were interested in. The original date that I wanted, actually the ceremony site did not have available, so we had to kind of evaluate the time frame that we were looking, and so we did decide on another date. Both venues were available, and so we made an appointment today for both of them, one right after the other, for us to go in, sign contracts, and put our deposits down. So we are officially reserved for our sites. And as far as some questions that we had pertaining to like the day of the wedding setup and things like that, for the ceremony site, we are planning to have an outdoor wedding, and so we definitely had to get information as far as like where I would be able to stay before the ceremony, so I'm kind of out of sight while guests are arriving. Definitely don't want to see Ron before the ceremony, so we want to make sure that we stayed away from each other. Another thing that we had to clarify, because it is outside, was what are our options if there's inclement weather. Our ceremony site unfortunately does not automatically reserve an additional indoor spot for you. It's kind of you take the chance. If you don't reserve something else, then you just take the chance. If there's bad weather, you either deal with it, you try to wait it out if there's not another one booked before or after you. And she said if there wasn't one that was booked like in the other location, then they would be okay with us just moving in there with no expense, but there's no guarantee. So definitely we also had to verify what our time slots were, and also if the time slot also allotted for setup and takedown, because we do plan to have some decor that will be implemented in that space, and so we had to consider those few things. So now when it comes to the reception site, another thing we had to consider was how our guests are going to, of course, get from one site to the other, the convenience of it, also the time frame in between, because of course after the ceremony we will be taking photos with certain family members, or of course us as a couple, and then of course make it out to our reception area. And so we had to just make sure that the time slots worked out so that it wasn't too long of a gap in between where your guests kind of lose focus or get lazy or tired or things like that, but also so it's not too close where we had time to do the additional things that we need and for the commute from the ceremony to the reception site. So another one with the reception, of course, is set up and take down. How much time do we have to set up? Of course, when can we do our taste testing for our food and our cake? Of course, we had to clarify how far in advance we did have to confirm our guest count, so we knew how many people will be there for the reception, and then of course that would account towards our budget. Our other concerns were the food that we chose for the reception, as far as our options that we had, and things like that. And you know, when you have a huge group of people, you do have a variety of pellets, I guess you can say, or there's some that have requirements such as vegetarian, vegan, things like that. So we had to look at an array of things when it came to the food. Especially alcohol was a big thing for us. We want to have this huge party with our friends and family, and alcohol we do plan to incorporate into our big day. And so we wanted to see what our options were for the bars. Mostly they have cash bar, open bar, things like that. And so we're playing around with if we plan to pay a certain amount. There's options between if it's like we give them 2 hours, you know, it's this much. They charge like $12 per person. Even if it's someone who doesn't drink, they're going to count. If you have 160 people, they're going to count $12 times 160 for 1 hour, and that's what you would have to pay for that hour. What we probably will do is just set a limit, whether it's 500 or 2,000, say this is the amount that we're putting towards alcohol. Once it reaches that limit, then it, you know, people are cut off, and then from that time on, it's a cash bar. So now that we've reserved our venues, it feels so real now. Yeah, it's confirmed. We're ready to go. We're ready to make some movement. We've done a lot of planning in the background, but like I said, a lot of it was kind of just put on hold. You know, the holidays, we were busy and things like that. So now we were able to finally sit down and see where we were at so we could put our deposits and look at our dates that we were considering. And so it's all coming together now. From here on out, it's more like the details. So I hope you guys follow us from here on out, and we hope to share with you our adventure on this craziness that we're planning. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Again, we always welcome you to like our vlogs, and then also to make sure you subscribe to our pages. So until next time, you guys have a great evening, and wish us luck. It's real now, and so we're really happy, and we hope that you guys are able to join us on our journey. Thanks. Have a good one.